Hey guys, welcome to another Ixalan draft. Hopefully this one goes better than the last one. But more importantly, hopefully we get more entertaining cards to play with. So our rare is Souls of the Lost. Soul of the Lost power is equal to the number of permanents in your graveyard and its toughness +1. So it could be a pretty big 2-drop. As additional cost, you gotta discard a card or sacrifice a permanent. Otherwise, I like the spring-loaded traps. Deals 5 damage to a tapped creature, and you can turn it into a 5/5 vehicle later. The scout is really good. I don't know if this card is amazing though. Like I might just want the scout more. I think this is a really good common. And there's no other good blue card here, so I could see just taking this and not passing any blue signals. And for pick 2, we have the Ceratops, which is a good creature. Really hard to block. Quicksand Whirlpool is a solid removal spell. But if you want to follow up the Scout, I think the Siren is a good second pick. When you're blue, it looks like you want to be artifacts, either blue-red or blue-white. And this is an artifact creature, so it's an artifact creature that also ramps you for artifact spells. So I think that's a solid follow-up to the first pick. And it might be pretty close to the best card in the pack anyways. Of course, it's a poison dart frog. So cute. So hard to say no to those eyes. But yeah, looks like I'm just going to pick up the Siren here. +2 mana Flying Vigilance. It's solid as well. So not an amazing blue card in this pack. Actually, we can pick up Chart the Corsac, which is quite good with the Flyers. If we just want to stick blue. Otherwise, what do we have? So I say that Ukbenbuk, the Great Mistake. Sounds like my nickname. 5 mana Vigilance Menace. So it's pretty big. 5 mana 6/4 is pretty big. But it does make us 2 colors. So I think I probably won't pick that up. Otherwise, we got some land cyclers, which are always good because you're good in the late game, or you can just cycle them early. And I do like most cards with Explore because they're basically draw a card or increase their own stats. Pick 4, we have another Benbuck. It's also a Deadweight, which is pretty good. The safest pick for us would probably be like the Hidden Cataract, as a land that later on you can sack to discover for. And Adaptive Gem Guard is also quite solid, plus it has a lot of artifact synergy. So I guess it kind of just depends which direction I want to go from here. Could even pick the Ice Prick as it's an artifact that draws a card and later on turns into a 6/6. Gem. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick the Deadweight here. I'll accept the arena suggestion. Pick 5. Equip creatures +2/+1. You can discard a card or pay 3 mana to equip. That's good with that that ability that triggers when a permanent enters the battlefield because you can discard a permanent. And it's pretty good on the Flyers. The death cap is solid as well. The Tightening Blade. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a creature, and then it turns into a relevant artifact. Maybe I'll try it out. There have been a lot of decks with a lot of 1/1s, so I'm a little worried that a Edict effect isn't great. But we're not losing out on too much. Pick 6. Capybara, making another appearance. Descend 4. Descend is the ability I was thinking of, which requires permanence in your graveyard. And it looks like black, blue, and green all have Descend. So this guy's +1/+1 gets a lifelink, otherwise it's a 2/2. Again, pretty weak pack here. I don't see anything amazing. Guess we could try this out. You can sacrifice an artifact or creature and put 2 counters or something. And of course, flyers are great to put counters on. We could take this a little bit early and try to pick up a bunch of 1/1s. So this, because it makes us each player sack 2 creatures. I think I'm gonna take the white card here. Now we have... I'm not seeing much blue, honestly, aside from my initial picks. So that is a little awkward. I kind of do like the gnome, though. I also like the Sandwing. Dowsing Device. Whenever Dowsing Device or another artifact enters the battlefield, under your control, up to 1 target creature gets +1/+0 and gains haste. Then you can transform it, and it turns into a land that gives something +X/+0 for 3 mana. Seems okay, but I'm running out of time here, so I'm just gonna pick up the gnome. When it enters the battlefield, when it enters the battlefield, distribute 3 +1/+1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures you control. Craft with the creature, and it turns into a 7/7. And you gain life equal to the cards you exiled when you crafted it. Okay. Ooh, a lot of text. This seems really good, though. A 2-drop that just starts turning your lands into 7/7s in the late game? Okay, maybe this is just a normal draft and I have no idea what colors I am. Just classic. Another chance, mill 2 cards and return 2 creatures. Seems okay. Counter target artifact creature, discover X. Seems good, but it's really bad if you're behind. I think I'm gonna take the Blood Rage Fungus here. As if you descend it, it makes a 1/1, and maybe we try to go a green-black descend deck. So it's a 3 mana 2/4 with Pseudo Vigilance. 3 mana Mana Rock. If it descended, this gets a counter. Yeah, I mean that goes with the descend stuff. So pick that up here. 5 mana 2/5 Flying Lord. Could also take enchanted creature gets -X or X's number of permanents in my yard. When this dies, scry 1 and create a treasure token. Or I can sacrifice another creature artifact. This gets +1/+1 and menace. I think the Inquisitors are probably going to be harder to pick up. Okay, so we got a lot of descent, like, that's a word. We have a lot of cards with descent, but we don't have many ways to mill ourselves and get permanents in the yard. Whenever 1 or more non-token merfolk you control become tapped, create a 1/1 blue merfolk creature with hexproof. Yeah, I don't think we're doing merfolk stuff, so that's probably a no. So for us, I do think the snails are really good. I do like Tinker's Totes, which makes 2 1/1s. And I'm sure we'll wheel one of these cards. So I'm between the toad and the snail. I think I'm gonna pick the snail. Okay, lots of good picks here. Whoa, what's this? Power toughness equal to the number of creatures you control that are fungi and saplings. At the beginning of your end step, create X 1/1 black fungus creatures tokens. This creature can't block, where X is the number of times you descended this turn. So it enters as a 1/1, right? I think it's a solid card, but I mean, aside from this one green card, we're really not green. I'm more looking at like the Petrify here, or the Whirlpool, or even the Dropped, as you can sack this and it triggers all our descend. But we have one way to sack right now. I think I'm just going to take the Petrify as really good removal. I think we're shifting towards black-white right now. Another Siren's good, but we can just pick up a Join the Dead as another good removal spell. Hopefully we'll like the Acolyte or something. Yeah, there's a lot of good wheels. The Acolyte, the Depth Cap, the Spike Tail, and even the Tighting Blade. Tithing. Titty Blade? Okay, pick 4. Pack 2. This enters the battlefield, return an artifact from your graveyard to your hand. It's like a value card. I think that War Stripe could be pretty good if we start making more 1/1s. +2/+1 to all your creatures, and a 4/3 body. Seems pretty good. We can pick up these commons later. But I do like the Soaring Sandwing, and I do like the Cloud Guard, as it's a 4-mana 3/2 flyer, which is solid. And it makes a 1/1 artifact. So hopefully we wheel one of these. But I'm going to take the uncommon, because it's harder to pick up. So I'm trying to cut the blue out of here for now, and it looks like we're probably just going to be black-white. Beginning of your combat, target creature gets +2/+0, gains vigilance until end of turn. I don't know how good that's going to be. We could take the Sunscribe here as an artifact creature and a 2-drop, or we could take the Cave. I guess we don't have that much early game, so we might just want... I guess then, if we're taking this, we'd rather have the Marionette, which could trigger some Descend. So I think I'm okay taking this over the land. Whoa, another... another black and green card. Yep, it gets really big if you've descended a lot. But we have a Join the Dead and a Whirlpool and a Blast. But Join the Dead, I think it's a really good removal spell. So instant speed -5/-5. Another great removal spell that turns into a Chariot, the spring-loaded Saw Blades. We're passing a lot of Acolytes, so hopefully we wheel like 1 or 2 of them. And we're also passing another Cave here. But on the bright side, our colors are flowing. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. Yep, here's one of the Acolytes we can take, but also a Petrify. What do we have for removal? 2 Join the Dead. We're probably going to cut the Tithing Blade because we have so much better removal. The Petrify and the Spring-loaded Saw Blades. Yeah, I think I'm going to take another Petrify. Okay, there's an Acolyte. Can also take this Promising Vein because it sacks itself and goes in the graveyard, which will trigger our Descent. Which is actually probably another reason I should be picking up those Caves higher. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Acolyte. I do want like 1 of those in my deck. Since we have so much removal, I think I'm going to pick a second Sandwing, as a Plane Cycling is another way to trigger Descend. Now we got to pick between an Acolyte and a Spike Tail. Trying to see how many 1/1 things we have. Ended up taking the Spike Tail there. Don't know if that was correct though. It's a playable Gnome over a 3rd Dinosaur. It's probably fine. Few irrelevant picks. I don't think I need the Blast. Can I sacrifice this? Yeah, I could. So maybe run this Cave. And sacrifice it to put 2 counters on a target creature. It is pretty expensive and don't love running colorless lands, but this one you can pay 1 to filter. But with like 2 Join the Deads, I don't want to be stuck on only having 1 black source, for example. Pack 3, another off-color rare. Seems pretty good. What do we have for us? We got this Dawn Runner with double strike and it explores when it enters the battlefield. And that's really about it. Another Tithing Blade. There is a Phantom, which mills a card and could potentially trigger our Descend. But I think Dawn Rider's solid. Whoa, I don't know what it is. A Bat God. Wow. Aklazot's Deepest Betrayal. Flying lifelink for 5 mana. It's 4/4. When it attacks, each opponent discards a card. For each opponent who can't, you draw a card. Whenever an opponent discards a land, create a 1/1 bat creature with flying. And when this dies, return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. And it turns into a land that adds black mana. And then for 3 mana, I can tap it. And I can only activate it if a player has 1 or fewer cards in their... Sorry, I can only activate it if a player has 1 or fewer cards in their hand, but it just transforms it back to the god. Okay, that's a bomb. Pick 3. I think I do like the Crawler. There are 4 or more permanent cards in your graveyard. You draw a card and you lose 1 life whenever it attacks. If you descend 4, which is pretty solid. There's also a Bricks which gains life and can make 1/1s later. And there's another Petrify. I think we do need the early game play. So I'm gonna take the Bricks over the Crawler. Could be incorrect, but it's so early in the format. I don't know what's correct. Pick 4. Sacrifice a creature or an artifact with a counter on this. Again, we don't have that many things to sacrifice, which sucks. But I guess we picked up the Clayfire picks. We have the Gnome. I'm wondering if we can even wield this, and we should pick up, like... Yeah, that's true. I don't know what we'd pick instead, though. Another Blood Rage. Another Deathcap, maybe. But let's just take the uncommon. I do like Defossilize, returning a creature from the graveyard to the battlefield, and then it explores twice. It's really good with all our land cyclers. The draw is really good with our view 3 sacrifice effects. Honestly, this has the most energy, so I think I will just pick this one up here. I like the Graspy Shadows as well. Whenever a creature attacks alone against Death Touch and Lifelink. So pretty good for when you're racing someone. And if you can flip it, which it flips if you if this gets 3 or more counters on it, and you get a counter whenever you attack with a creature, but you can flip it, you can play creature cards from your graveyard. So immense value on both sides. I do love a pup. It's good with the clay-fired bricks. And the drought. The drought? The drought? I don't know. It's good with that card. Guess we don't have that many things to return, but nothing else in the pack for us. Is Gem Guard now? Do we have another one, or did we pass that first one? Yeah, I do like Gem Guard. I don't know how many artifacts do we have, though. But we really only need 1 artifact on the board and for it to start growing, since it can tap itself. Yeah, but it doesn't seem like we have too many artifacts. Might want another Acolyte instead. Maybe the land's just a best pick since we have so many playables. There's another drought. There's an Eclipse, which gives all creatures -2/-2. I don't know how good that is, so I probably won't pick it up. And there's an Inquisitor. Again, we have 3 ways to sack things, so I'm okay with another one of those. We just take a Gnome as a safe 2-drop. Could take a Phantom as another way to mill ourselves. I think I'll take the Compass Gnome. Oh, another Gem Guard, another pup, a tote. I mean, I'm gonna pick the tote here because we have a pup, and again, we didn't have enough artifacts for the Gem Guard, but all of a sudden we picked up the totes, the bricks. Yeah, you know, all of a sudden we are picking up in the droughts. We are picking up a lot more artifacts, so the gem guard's getting better, but we probably won't be able to wheel the other one we passed. I could take the freebooter now, because we have a lot of ways to sack, right? We have 3 ways to sack. I already have one. Maybe I'll take the... maybe I take the Blood Rage, but maybe now I'm regretting it as we wield the Inquisitor. And that's another good way to sack your creatures. Solid draft. I think we were in some pretty open colors, especially with that late God pick. Okay, let's get to cutting some cards. We have to make 9 cuts. That's actually gonna be pretty hard. But right off the bat, we probably don't need 2 of these. Cut one of those. We have so much better removal than the blade. We got 2 petrifies, 2 join the deads, and the spring-loaded saw blades, plus a dead weight. So that's a pretty easy cut. I don't really want to up my 2s if I can avoid it, because I know my last draft, like most of the games that we lost, were to some pretty aggressive starts, so I feel like having early plays can definitely negate that from happening. Maybe we cut one of these Blood Rage Mycoids. As I think the Inquisitors are better in our deck. So we have some decent things to sack. And yeah, I can also sack artifacts. Still have to make 6 more cuts. I mean, the deck looks really good, like card quality wise. Maybe we can cut the Goblin. It's kind of filler. Maybe we do end up just cutting one of these 2 drops. We still have a bunch of things to do, but again, playing this on turn 2 doesn't really impact the board. The Gnome seems really good in our deck as well. This is pretty tough. Could cut the Cave and go like 16 lands as well, because we have 2 land cyclers. It might be a little greedy. We have so many ways to get value that I don't think the extra land will hurt us. Maybe we cut another chance. Seems weird though because of the land. It lets us get our land cyclers later. Don't want to cut the removal. Don't want to cut the clay fire bricks. Don't want to cut the droughts. So maybe we cut the filler 2 drop. This lets us sacrifice an artifact, so I want to keep that in. It's just a good card by itself, but maybe it's a cut as well. 3 more cuts. So for sacrificing, we have the 2 Inquisitors, the Acolyte, the Suffering, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe we can cut 1 Inquisitor, because we have so many other ways to sack anyways. Maybe the War Scribe isn't that great. I don't know how wide we're gonna end up being, but like so stuff that makes 1/1s like the like our Bat God and the Fungus, it's pretty nice. I guess we could cut the 1/1 Depth Toucher. We have plenty of removal. And it looks like we're not doing much Descend anymore anyways. We'll just start it off like this. So let's see you guys in the first game. Here we are with game 1. Fortunately, no white mana. But we do have a turn to Drought and a Join the Dead. So I'm gonna try keeping it. If we were on the draw, I think I would have mulliganed. Another black source is definitely not what we want to see. But hopefully we can find a white mana. At least as a creature we can play, and we can actually use that to sack the drought. We can actually use that to sack the drought for Another card draw in search of white. Wow. Another. Wow, that sucks. Another black. It's probably the worst draw we could have. My opponent looks like they're on the white-blue artifact deck, most likely. So next turn, we don't draw white mana, we probably sack. Okay, we did find a white mana. Do we sack anyways? Yes. Oh. Yes. Yes, I think I will. Can only activate the sorcery. Oh, I could have done that at instant speed actually. It's a little bit of a mistake there. I thought this was only activated as a sorcery, and I could have sacked on the opponent's turn, but I don't think it's going to make a huge difference here. Now we can sack our Toad to the Glorifier and put 2 counters on our creatures if we want to next turn. But opponent playing a lot of flyers. Do I just want to play the Inquisitor instead this turn? So next turn I have 6 mana, so I probably want to play Join the Dead plus the Glorifier, so maybe I do just cast out the Inquisitor this turn and play out the tap land. Yeah, let's give that a shot. Not loving her position right now. Opponent has a lot of pressure in the air. And they still have 6 cards in hand. Ah, another flyer. Deadwood would probably be an okay draw, but like we have their Bat God we can draw. However, wow, another flyer on top. If they have any sort of interaction, we kind of just lose, right? If I play a 4/4 life flicker, they just kill it. So for 1 mana, again, I don't know what's in this format, but I feel like this is probably pretty safe. Yeah, it might have just been a mistake for them to attack with their 1/1. But look, we're already down to 11. And if I sack our Toad to this, we're going to lose the 3 lives. So maybe I don't play that out. Or maybe I don't sack anything with this. But let's join the dead, the scout. And I think I like sacking one of the 1/1s instead of the Toad here. Letting us attack for 6 damage here. Actually, maybe I should have put the counter on the other 1/1, because we're still getting for the same damage, and I could have kept my Acolyte open to sack something and gain a life. So that actually might have been a better line. Next turn, we could just play out the Blood Rage and sack the Toad to make a 1/1. Gain 3. Hoping to hit more removal. Yeah, if I had put the counter on this, I could attack with the Gnome. But I think I just attack with these 2. And I'm okay if he double blocks for my 3/2. But it looks like he's just double chumping. I will sack this to gain 3 life. Because because with permanent entered our graveyard, we will make a 1/1. Which we can sack and gain a life with the Acolyte and also deal 1 damage. One on a 4 land stop. I mean, I can hope they have a ton of 5-drops in hand that they can't cast. Yeah, this format has so many aggressive like one drops. I've seen 3 good one drop flyers, I think, or 2, one in blue and one in white, and then obviously there's a few 2-drop flyers as well. Okay, just attacking with the Siren is a good sign for us. The Siren can also be used to tap for mana for artifacts, so they could cast a 5 mana artifact spell here. So I can sack this in response, but I don't think that does anything. I'll just sack it at the end of the turn. Okay, 2 removal spells is pretty brutal for us. So now I sack the Blood Rage, because it's gonna get exiled anyways. And then we can sack the Inquisitor later on. But 2 removal spells is really brutal. And Gnome isn't the draw we wanted. So I think I just sack the Necropolis, try to hit something better. Yeah, Petrify is good. Turn off their flyer. And we can get in for 5 here. Again, we do lose the ability to sack in response, but I think that's okay here. Play out the Gnome, and I will not put a land on top, and I don't think there's anything on the bottom of my library to shuffle back, so I won't shuffle my library either. Okay, that's really good. I'm gonna attack with all my small creatures. I guess that 1/2 blocks too well. Yeah, it looks like we can't really attack as this only deals 5 damage to a tapped creature. So we really gotta kill him before he can flip this and start making 4/4s every turn. And he's only a couple of mana away. And the Siren having Vigilance is also pretty brutal here. Hopefully he taps it for mana and I can Spring Load trap it. Yeah, I really need him to tap it here, because this also adds a mana that he could use for the mural. It looks like he does already have lands in hand if he's pitching. If he pitched a land to the loot. I think I will sacrifice a creature. Just gain 1 life and just drain 1. These draws are awful. Yeah, we're just falling further and further behind. This is probably the only removal spell that didn't kill his creatures too. At least we can kill the Siren, but now we need to draw. Like, he gets a 4/4 here, which sucks, and we need to draw another Petrify for that. wait, would have been good a long time ago. Again, making a 4/4 every turn here. So if I craft this, it exiles and comes back, so I want people to attack with the vehicle right away. But it does block pretty well. I think I do that. And I could trade like a gnome for one of his 4/4s. Which I don't love doing, but I think we need to stop some of the pressure. So now we can't block and sack with our 1/1. Just drew up way too many lands this game. Another flyer. Pretty good. We need to draw our god card like this turn to have any shot here. Is this instant speed? Oh, I can only activate it if another artifact enters the battlefield. Okay. So at least that's good for us. Again, can have no good attacks. And we drew another land, so they didn't equip the pirate's hat to the flyer. And they're attacking with the 4/4, so they probably have something here. Damn. I could chump and try to find removal. And try to kill him on the backswing, but don't think that's very likely. Also, maybe I should have played that land out, because we might need the mana in case we draw the card that buffs our entire board. Oh, the chariot might live here? Okay, that wasn't the worst. Ah, he makes a 4/4. That makes sense. It was almost not the worst. Damn it, that does suck. And they got another removal spell, and we drew another land. So I think we're just screwed now. 10 lands. Maybe I do go down to 16 lands. This is another artifact, so they get to make another 4/4 at the end of the turn. So we have to jump with the 3/2. Oh, it has flash. So I think we're just dead here. Honestly, I feel like we should have won that game most of the time. We just got real unlucky with their draws, but I mean, it is a card game, so we'll see you guys at game 2. Hey, game 2. Hopefully we don't flood out as bad as we did the first game. Hand's okay. I don't like having all my removal and not enough pressure. Like if you have a bunch of removal in your hand, you want to be putting on pressure against your opponent. Just play out the gnome and not look for more land. When it enters the battlefield, build 2 cards, then draw 2. As 8 or more, it transforms. Whenever it casts a permanent using a spell, using mana produced by the pools, to one target, up to one target permanent you control becomes a copy of that spell until end of turn. Okay, weird. We probably don't have to worry about it for a little bit. And we can petrify it before it flips, if we think it's gonna flip. Let's go for the saw blades here before damage. It might be on mono blue. Oh no, they've milled it planes. So you're definitely not on mono blue. Getting for 2 damage. At least we do a card we could play this turn. But again, we've drawn... But again, we're drawing a little too much land. So even though opponent hasn't found their second source yet, as soon as they find it, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. That's pretty good. Trading isn't too bad for us because we can flip our clay fire bricks by exiling a artifact from our yard. So now we do have a artifact in our yard. That's unfortunate. The perfect answer, but oh well. Ooh. Actually, that was a pretty good draw if it resolves, because it could put... I guess it just goes straight into the yard? How does this work? I don't think this works the way I think it does. Let's just exile the gnome and get our spring-loaded saw blades to flip into a artifact. But what I was trying to say is that when this dies, it comes back transformed. However, this gets rid of the text. So I don't even think that's gonna work for us. Again, I'm okay with this trade. We'll get to flip it. have enough mana for that. Oopsie. So at the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 8 or more permanents in your graveyard, transform this. So I think I might be able to petrify the land, but I don't think I can petrify it before it flips. Wow. One has a pretty cool deck though. Weird. I'm kind of confused why the ability didn't trigger there. Or we cast a permanent spell. Thought he could make this a copy. Yeah, let's discover. Getting an Inquisitor. Guess we just petrify the Ancient One. Ah. I missed 5 damage. That was a huge mistake. Opponent should be at 4 life right now. I accidentally skipped the combat way too fast. Totally forgot about the vehicle I had on the board. Opponent only has 10 cards left in the library, so maybe we can mill them out. But missing that 5 damage is so bad. Target puts it on top. I think that's okay. I'll redraw that. Let's crew this properly this time. Get him for 7. Okay. So now they can make... Oh, okay. That doesn't matter. I thought, can they target their iceberg and make that a 1/2 instead? To 1 other permanent you control becomes a card of that spell until end of turn. Yeah, I think they could have made their iceberg. But just sack here since it's gonna die. They take 5 damage. Like, we missed 5 damage last turn, so they should be dead. They get to tap down our Inquisitor. 9 cards. We're still at 20 life, which is nice, and we can make a couple of 1/1s once we have an artifact in the yard. But, I mean, or we can exile our Chariot. We can make a couple of 1/1s and that buffer board. Guess I just play the Acolyte and pass. Could have crewed and attack with a 5/5 to trade with their pirates. Maybe I do that next turn. That way I can also flip the bricks in the same turn. If they attack for 5, I might just take it. Because I feel like they have another... Well, actually, I'm okay with this going to my yard, so maybe I do I do try to go for a trade here. And again, if they have something, then I can flip the clay bricks next turn. And if they don't have anything, that's really good, I think. This is an insanely long game. They are on a bit of a clock now. If I can start sacrificing things. Toads is also a great draw. 6, 7, 8 mana. Yeah. Let's craft exiling Spring Trap. Let's attack for 5 here. This only deals 4 damage, so I can sack a 2/2 to keep it alive. Or I can just sack the Inquisitor itself. Oh, this only deals 4 damage, it's at 5 health. What am I doing? Yeah, that's fine. If they just chomp, I can sacrifice an artifact to save it. Okay, we're looking pretty okay right now. This card is tripping me out. Why did his card go into the graveyard? Because it became a copy of the aura? Okay, yeah, so it became the copy of the aura, but it wasn't attached to anything, so it went to the yard. It's a little bit of a mistake on the opponent's part there. And sack our veto at the end of the turn because it can no longer attack, block, or activate abilities. Does this flip into a 1/4 flyer that gives other creatures flying? Whenever it attacks, it gives another attacking creature flying, I should say. Opponent only has 6 cards left in their deck. Wow. Land is not great. So if I attack with both here, either they double block and trade for the 2/2, and they take 2, go to 1. Or they block and lose... Oh, and lose their Siren, so I think I do attack with both creatures here. I can play out the Totes, making a couple of 1/1s, which are 2/2s thanks to our Cosmium. And I think I'll just hold on to this land. Nice. Okay, that was a long game, but we got the win, so I guess it was worth it. Did I have fun? I never have fun. Alright, see you next game. A game 3. It's an okay hand. Honestly, it's a pretty bad hand, but I don't think it's worth mulliganing. Do we want to cycle the Sandwing? I think we can wait a turn because next turn we're probably just dead waiting, and then we can cycle if we don't hit any more lands. Oh. I guess now I'd rather play out this. Might get a little punished if I don't hit any lands for not cycling that Sandwing. When I'm just playing a bunch of 3/1 hastes. I should draw a land for the Betrayal next turn. I think I just try to trade with the pup and save the Petrify, because he's playing red-green, which is definitely going to have giant Banisters. Actually, that might be a mistake, because he could play a big dinosaur now and give it haste. Okay, that's not a big dinosaur. Yeah, that one's a little bad. Because he can give that haste, and it has menace, so I can't block with the pup. Yeah, I might be a little punished for not using the Petrify. I think I'm just going to play the lifelink card and hopefully they can't kill it this turn. But they can give a creature haste, so a big dinosaur might just wreck us here. For example, a 7/7. But we can't double block the dino. And gain 4, and we can petrify the Stomper. So we're not out of it yet. Plus this does transform and gives us 1 more mana next turn. So maybe we probably just play the Sandwing, gain more life. Oh, they didn't kill my lifelinker. I think that was a mistake. So now I get their last card. And I gain 4 life. And I make a 1/1. Actually, I definitely have to just petrify here. Because he can make that not... He can make it so it can't be blocked with creatures with 2 or less power. How do I want to put the Drought or the Galore? I have a 10 life, so I feel a little safer, but... I actually think I just might want to play another blocker, because again, he can give another creature haste. Even though I could play the Drought next turn, and then sack it to draw some more cards. I just feel like if our back god is online, we're gonna have a tough time losing. Next turn we can play a 3/5, which blocks their board really well as well. The art is really nice in this set, I'll say that. Like, look at these caves too. Yeah, let's just make good blocks. Oh, he gave this creature haste, I see. Yeah, I can totally block this as well, right? Opponent not killing the wrong creature. Was a really big blunder. But we take it. Stay pirate. And that'll do it. Alright. 2-1. Let's move on to the next game. This hand actually looks pretty good. But opponent is going first. And going first is just better than going second. Ooh, the treasure map. That's a lot of value. And honestly, it's gonna be pretty good against our deck since we're not gonna put on too much pressure. This is a reprint, of course, and they can pay 1 mana to scry and put a land marker counter on this. If there's 3 or more, it flips and gives them 3 treasures, and they can sack treasures to draw cards. So we got a really reactive hand, and opponent isn't doing anything, so it's not looking good for us. Like, do I just play out a 3-2 this turn? I think so. I'm not gonna be able to sack anything with it for a long time, so let's just try to get some damage in and flip this bricks as soon as possible. Maybe they have an abrade? Oh. Deal 2 damage. Unfortunate. Yeah, it just seems like they have the perfect hand against our hand, which is not play any creatures. And eventually they'll win the game because of the treasure map, so it's looking really bad for us. I think we want to spring load trap that, so we can't do anything else this turn. And I might take a hit for this before dealing 5 damage to it. Never mind. Oh wow. Just another rare, eh? Yeah, this card's nuts. It discovers 5 and it's at 7/6 for 6 mana. And then on top of that, they can discard it from their hand to deal 3 damage to something. Obviously that's not relevant now, but they've got a 7/6, a 5/4, a 3/3, and the engine to draw cards later. This is looking really bad for us. So Sandwing doesn't block anything well. No artifacts in my yard. Probably just have to play this and try to trade for their 5/4. We're gonna take at least 7 damage. If they equip, we're gonna take 9 damage. Can also shrink one of their creatures, but I don't think that does much here. This can sack an artifact. But again, that doesn't do much either. And yeah. Yeah, opponent just draws just way too good. And a removal spell. Is there any way out of this now? I guess if we draw the Pacify... No, even if we draw the Pacify, we're dead. Because this gives haste, right? Oh no, this doesn't give haste. No Pacify though, so... Yeah, we're not dead here, but... We're in such a bad spot that I think we can just concede. Get this game over with. Wow, I mean... I guess this format does have a lot of good rares. See you guys game 4. Alright, game 4 with, again, kind of a slow hand, but we have the Toad plus up, which is nice, and the Deadweight was a really good draw here. Is this a rare? It's uncommon. 3/2 trample. Other text, but yeah, we're definitely just gonna Deadweight that. Let's get the Tote online. So if they're holding over or open out a braid or something, it's pretty bad for them. Looks like they're just gonna search for the second color here. Another red-green deck. Seems like an okay petrified target. I think I do like petrifying that because we can play the clay-fired bricks as well. So our goal is just to draw a bunch of land, because we bounce the Toad and replay it, that's another 2 1/1s, and once we finally flip the bricks, giving all our 1/1s +1/+1 is huge. Snail's an okay draw as well. Let's attack for 2 first. Play out the Snail. And now we actually have a choice of returning the Snail in our hand to make him discard another card next turn, or the Toad to make 2 1/1s. Or we could even return the bricks to find another planes if we want. So that's another good petrify target. 3 cards in hand, they didn't play land. If we do bounce the Snail, we will likely hit a card. But I think I like getting the Toad to my hand and going as wide as we can. Because, yeah, this turn if we don't draw a land, we can petrify plus Toad. However, we might just want to cycle one of these. Make sure we hit a land next turn for one of these cards. It's more mana efficient to play the Toad. And I think the 3/5 flyer is probably better to keep, as we can get a clock going in the air. So yeah, I think I like cycling here. Just make sure we have a spell to cast next turn. And getting us closer to the bricks flip. 5 bar is fine. Play out the flyer, and then next turn we can flip the bricks and just start swinging out. Darn, they did have a removal for the flyer. But again, that's okay. I guess we can wait 1 turn before flipping. Okay, if I flip here now and they eat a 2/2, they take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage and they go to 2. And I get 2 1/1s. But I have to lose a creature off the board to flip. So yeah, I think I wait 1 more turn. Because I'd only put them to 4 because I would be losing an attacker. But next turn I can flip the bricks by exiling the tote. And it should be lethal. Oops, I should have played the white mana first to keep open the Inquisitor. Actually, is it lethal? Let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7 attackers, 2 blockers. They block here, they'll die, and if they block here and block here, they die. Great. Right, they block these 2. They only have 2 blockers, and they take 10. Okay. Alright, sweet. 3 wins. But I think this deck is really good, so hopefully we can get some more wins here. On the play, we don't have white, but we can use Gnome or Sandwing to get white. So, hand's keepable. Nothing insane. But we got a 2 and a 3 drop, so. Now that we naturally drew the white source, I don't think I'm gonna top a land. Notably, you can also get caves with this card, so it doesn't always have to be a basic land. Let's attack for 2 and see if they try to kill it. They did not, so I think I'm just gonna go for a little bit of value and just play out the drought. That would have been good to have in my hand before playing the drought, but it is what it is. 2/2 flyer mill one, no problem. The Gnome is actually a pretty decent draw as well. Just because I can play it out this turn. Hopefully we can find one of our sack outlets now. So I can sacrifice the Gnome and the drought. Drought? I feel like I'm saying this name wrong the entire time. Just let me know in the comments below how to pronounce this. I'd appreciate it. Oh, whenever this attack, it melts the card. Okay, I thought it was when it enters the battlefield. That's a little better. Because you can trigger descend multiple times. Chupacabra. Yeah, pretty good. This card is also amazing. I think I bounce the drought and replay it. Get a removal. Don't have any good attacks. Whoa, what is this? What is this? Let me get to the right card. Okay, alright. It's a lot of damage. I'm dying. Whenever it attacks, you may sacrifice an artifact. When you do, this creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature. It can deal 4 damage to something? I think we just get the 3/5 flyer online here. But do I attack? I guess we want the pup on defense, right? I have a removal for my Sandwing, it's gonna suck. Oh, they actually have to, okay, so it's +2/+0 right now. They have to pay 5 mana to flip it. Okay. So yeah, I think I will just play out the Sunwing. But do I want to attack for 3? And that's okay. Yeah, trade is totally fine. Keep saying Sunwing, but Sandwing is this lovely dinosaur. If they attack with the 4-2 now, I probably don't block though. It's a good join the dead target for sure. And I can deadweight. Yeah. While they're tapped out as well. Whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice an artifact other than itself. When you do, this creature deals damage equal to its power to a target creature. Okay. It doesn't have any artifacts right now. I think we're okay. Let's start clocking him down. Pretty cool card. Dire Flail. Flail. Do they have an artifact in the yard, actually? Yeah, they don't have an artifact in the yard either. I think I just chump block here and draw a card with this gnome. Because when it dies, I gain a life and draw a card, I believe. Probably should have read the card before I blocked so fast, though. It's also a great draw. It lets us sack our Drought for another card. And if they play anything big here, the Petrify is good. But we might want to Petrify the Flail as well, so we'll see here. That makes us sacrifice a creature. Yeah, we just lose one of these 1/1s. I guess they were hoping we double blocked with the 1/1 so they could get me with that. So okay, let's start off with drawing one card. But we might want to Petrify the Chupacabra. That way they have no creatures to attack with, and the Flail is kind of dead on the board. Oh, all his equipment is kind of dead on the board. But yeah, let's sacrifice this and draw a card. Get a counter on this. I am not even going to try. You know what? No, I'm not going to try. That's crazy. I can barely say drought, and you want me to say that word? Insane. It is pausing. But yeah, I think I like petrifying the Chupacabra. Giving him no creatures to attack with next turn. Oh, he's probably gonna sacrifice it. Pretty sick. That was actually pretty sick. So the Fortitude brings it back after it dies. I mean, using a Braid to sacrifice it is fine though, because yeah, but I get to come back and it gives something -X, -X, where X is the permanence in yard. Yeah, but we do get to sack the Sunwing. Yes, it's giving it -7, -7. Just wanted to make sure. Okay, 2 removal spells is exactly what they needed, so it looks like we're losing now. Wow. I think I want to discover for and try to hit, I don't know, a removal for that, a removal spell of Rowan. Hey, Clayfire Bricks is a good draw if you weren't going to hit a removal spell. Because next turn I'm going to flip that immediately. Get a couple more 1/1s. And again, if they want to flip the Flail, they have to exile their other artifact, so it's okay for us. think this, yeah, this drains us every turn. Okay. And I think we're still okay. They can hit us for 5. Four, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. I don't think I need to sack this toad just yet. Crap with one of these in the yard. Oh, when this is exiled from the battlefield. Okay, not from the yard. So yeah, let's just get rid of the drought. Drought. We got a couple of good blockers as well now. I think I am gonna block here. But if they didn't have a follow-up, we might have been missing lethal. Okay, Snail for their last card is good. Nice. And then we can attack here. They do get 2 1/1s, but they can't block, so it's not a huge deal. Play out the Inquisitor. Play out our last land. Pass the turn. Opponent playing a rare. Okay, they conceded, so thank God. I thought I thought for a second we were about to get completely destroyed. Saw a rare on the stack and I was like, oh no. Skeletons you control get +1/+0, have haste. When it enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 black skeleton pirate creature token at the beginning of your end step. If you descend to this turn, you may pay 1 light. If you do, return. Oh wow, return this to its owner's hand. But it's probably pretty hard to get in the yard. Thankfully, we did not lose, and yeah, we got another game. 4 wins now. Nice. All right, we're at 4 wins, which is basically our. So it costs 1,500 gems to enter one of these draft, and if you get 4 wins, you get 1,400 back. So it's not completely even, but I'm considering it even. I mean, our opening hand has clay-fired bricks, so I mean, this card has been absolute all-star in a deck. Mulligan it away, am I right? Oh, you can hear my dog barking, so sorry about that. Hopefully it's not too loud. I'll try to cut as much of it out as I can. But turn 1, 1-drop flyer. Like I said, really scary this format. So much good early game. Uh-oh. Looks like opponent might be on the same deck as us, but they're on the play, so might have a bit of an issue. I think I'm gonna try to kill the 2/1 here. Just wondering if I should take the hit first. I think I am, in case they have that aura, which brings it back to the battlefield. So I do take 2 extra damage like this. But again, I do play around that card. Since they're tapped out, I will kill it now. Next turn we can play the Acolyte. But again, we're going to take a lot of damage from this 1/1. He's going to gain a ton of life. This Lurker Pat might just end us here. So hopefully we can find a dead weight for that. Because I don't want to use a bigger removal spell on it. It's just what I mean though, for 1 mana, such a, like, you just need to use a removal spell on it, like, and usually your removal spell is going to cost more than 1 mana, so you're already coming down. Another flyer. Yeah, I think I'd play the bricks plus the Presidio. But looking at our hand, it's gonna be hard to win this one for sure. All the removal we drafted, but never see it, eh? We have to land 3 cards left in opponent's hand. 3 lands in our hand is awful, but maybe opponent also has 3 lands in hand. He doesn't. Not the worst. I mean, that's at least that lets us dig, so start with it. Damn. Yeah, we did get extra damage this way because we won't have a blocker for his 1/1. You know what? I think we just play out the gnome. We're not gonna find... Like, it's unlikely we're gonna find something else to do for 2 mana. So play out the gnome, and I'll decline looking for a land. And then I can just play out my tap land. And I can sack the drought at the end of the opponent's turn. That way I still have a blocker for his 1/1. Is that a draw 2? Do they have... Yeah, that's basically a draw 2 creature as well. Opponent drawing nothing but gas. Didn't opt to mill too though. That's interesting. I think it's definitely worth milling too in case you find a better creature to return. And obviously, like, I doubt this game is... We're probably not gonna go deck out this game either, so... I mean, again, it doesn't really matter. Now the opponent has 3 flyers I need to deal with. Our Clay Fire Bricks isn't even gonna save us now. Sacrifice. Draw a card. 3, 6, 7 in the air next turn. Okay, 2 removal spells is what we needed for sure. Just wondering if I petrify the Sandwing or the Cloud. I would rather the Sandwing in the jail so they can't make it 1/1, I guess. However, I wonder if it's a good idea to just kill them both now. I think it is before they get this creature online for sure. So yeah, I'm gonna put the Sandwing in the jail. In the graveyard. Cloud Guard. Still 1/1 on board probably isn't very relevant even if they return it back. They do get to sack whichever creature I petrify anyway, so they're both gonna end up in the yard. So I guess it doesn't really matter. And a pesky flyer still picking us for 1. And giving him a random scry value whenever. For this example, this turn they're gonna get to sack their 3/2 to their Presidio. And then scry 1 at the end of the turn. Why do I feel Italian whenever I try to pronounce this? Is this Italian? Let me know in the comments below if this is Italian. Land is not what we wanted. So I think we just flip the bricks. And I think I'm gonna wait. I don't think I'm gonna attack yet. He's at 27 life. This bat is absolutely brutal right now. Another player. I guess that was the weak spot of our deck, because I think a lot of the games that we lost were due to flyers. Do I want to sack an artifact here? Gain 1 life. Maybe not yet. Okay. You have a discover here. Since we drew another land. This lets us kill 2/2 flyer. Obviously he gets to sack it first. Don't really have any good attacks. Could attack the 3/2, but he sacks his 1/1 and eats my dome, so don't think that's worth it. Has he dealt 9 damage and gained 9 life with this 1 drop? Holy. That's, again, another land. Wow. I think we have to start attacking, so I am going to lose a 2/2 here to make a chariot. Can't crit right now because it doesn't have haste, but man, I feel like we're getting extremely unlucky. At the beginning of the game I said, oh, I'll run 17 lands over 16, I'm sure. I'm sure it won't screw me over. But and I think opponent has a bunch of cards in their hands, they just don't need to play them out because they are winning right now. That's really good. Obviously, that's really good. Okay, that might be a chance. I gotta hope they don't have any removal in their hand, though. And if they have removal, maybe this 6/6 will bait it out right now. I feel like they have removal, but again, I can replay this, right? And I have the Acolyte to sack it, so if they try to, like, petrify it or something, I can sack it. And it's a 5/5 lifelink flyer. The Bat God. Okay, we have a chance again, so all of a sudden things are a little more interesting. He's attacking? Or just went to attackers, okay. Yep, my turn. He didn't die, which is something. Hopefully I get to, yeah, I get to attack with it, so he is discarding a card at the very least. Probably on land, which makes us a 1/1 flyer, which can block the bat. Speaking of bats, this is a bat. Lots of bats on board. That's fine. So now we sacrifice it to gain 1 life. And can I transform it right away? An opponent, a player needs your cards. I wonder if I played a land so far. Because I feel like if I can transform it right away, that's gonna be insane. Oh no, it enters tapped. Okay, I cannot. Okay, that might have been a mistake. Maybe I think I sacked too aggressively, and now I don't have my 2/5 on the block. Because I thought I was gonna get a 1/1 bat here, but I didn't. Yeah, that's weird. Why didn't I? Yeah, I thought I would definitely get a bat. Because the ability went along the stack. It's too many lands. Okay. Hopefully. I mean, if opponent has removal, I definitely made a mistake. Okay, that's not removal. Okay, it's a menace creature. That means if they're drawing that next turn, yeah, they gotta mill it because they need a removal because the bat god does come back next turn. Definitely blocking here to save HP, but they get to sack a 1/1 to eat my gnome here. They could have also sacked their 2/1 instead. That way they would have got a scry at the end of the turn. I guess they get a scry anyways because a permanent did go to the yard already. So obviously we're just hoping they topped. We were hoping that they didn't top. Well, let's flip this. Oh, enters tapped. Alright, I think I just play this as a 3/2, and I pass. They did top something again, though. It is likely removal, but we'll see. Yeah, I can't block that, so going to 2 here. Another lifelink flyer. I'm the bat god. How is opponent killing me with bats? This seems rigged. Do I want to sacrifice something to gain a life? I might want to. Like, I could sacrifice my vehicle. And I'm not really losing a blocker. Also sack my bricks. Let's just draw first. Ah, that might be the end of us here. Because it's likely that this dies right here. But I might get another draw. Okay, I get a bat. Okay, wait. We get to gain 5 life and we get a bat. Okay. This is looking good all of a sudden. I was for sure they topped a removal. I'm surprised they topped the bat. Oh. No, okay. Oh no. Okay, so I don't get to gain any life here. Okay, maybe it was a mistake to attack. Because I could have held it back on defense to gain more life. But again, I do have another flying blocker. Yeah, I should have seen that. Okay, fine for them. So they can't really attack here. Yeah, but I definitely should have seen that. It was an onboard trick, as they say. So you can sack up to 2 creatures, making it at 7. If I block like this, is pretty safe, right? He has nothing else on board. Yep. Again, I'm playing a little sloppy. I need to be thinking through my turns better, but I guess when I'm trying to talk and play at the same time, I'm still not used to it. But again, I could have crewed my chariot and it would have been a 6/6 by itself, and then I could have blocked with that plus like a 2/2 instead of the dumb thing that I just did. But again, I mean, because we have a bomb, we're still doing okay. But yeah, those are just mistakes I should never have. Finally got the dead weight for the opponent's bat, and I think we're gonna start attacking with both creatures now. Again, I should have crewed. I should have brewed. I am aware. I am sorry. You guys deserve to see better gameplay than I am giving you. And I need to slow down just a little bit. Okay, wow. This might be my longest video, but it was a good game. I tried my best to throw it away. I am the punt god after all, right? So you can't blame me. But I guess I'm not even good at throwing games. We'll see you at the next one. Okay, next game. This hand is really slow. I think we mulligan it. Even though we have good amount of lands and spells. I think we should need to mulligan this. But we're 5 wins right now, so we've already profited. But hopefully we can get two more wins to get to the 7 wins, because I do think this deck is really good. Yeah, that hand's just a lot better. Probably pitch the Sandwing here. And we can actually we get to shuffle it back immediately, or not immediately, once we play the clay bricks. I'm trying to cheat over here, casting spells with no lands on board. Against a blue artifact deck again. I think that's just worth deadweighting right off the bat. Keeps them off the mana. Even though it also makes our turn a little awkward. Yep. They had no land drop, so I am happy with my decision there. A Pirate's Hat. Great card, but not great when you do not have creatures. Just attack for 3 and play out the Tote here. Could also play out the Acolyte, so we have the ability online faster. Should have held open both black mana here for this activation. Okay, that's a pretty good draw for them. They get to gain some life and they find another land. But hopefully we just have too much pressure. It's a decent draw. As we can double spell now. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, best draw is probably a land. We can flip the best card in our deck, which is this Bricks. Oh, they can actually exile my Bricks, but they probably have to exile a creature from the board here. Again, passing too quickly. I should have sacked and gained 1 counter. So this should be a 3-2 right now. Hopefully draw land. We did. So we can just flip the bricks. Nothing in our graveyard to exile, so we'll just exile the Tinker's Toe. And just swing out. Another removal. Can I sack itself? No, I cannot. So it looks like they have the 4 damage anyway, so it doesn't. It looks like it's not gonna. It looks like my mistake isn't gonna matter, which feels a little nice. But we're just hoping they tap out for a creature here. It's back. It's back. But yeah, that's probably a good enough petrify target as well. So I think we have lethal here. No, okay. He blocked the correct creature, so he gets to gain 1 life. If he had blocked any of the other creatures, I could have sacked it. Oh. Oh. I thought that creature had lifelink, but it just has flying and vigilance. Alright, sweet. Wait, am I being silly then? Did it never have lifelink in that last game either? Oh no, or was that a different creature? I feel like I'm losing my mind. But we're at 6 wins, so we get to go to the final game for the first time on my channel. See you there. Alright guys, final game. One way or another. Either we emerge victorious as a 7-win god, even though I'm trying to throw every game we get into, but let's play a little faster because this video is probably a million years long. Yep, just play the bricks. Great draw. Great to always have that in my opening hand. Fortunately, no 3-drop here. But we can play out the gnome and cycle the spike tail for a land. Though we don't really need a land, but again, just the faster we can flip our bricks, the better. I might want to wait 1 turn so I can sacrifice the gnome, because I feel like I'm just going to play this out and it's going to get abraded. And next turn I don't have anything better to do, so I think I will just pass here. Trample at the beginning of your end step. If you descend it, it gets a +1/+1 counter. So I'll play Petrify that later on. Unfortunately, I can't block with the gnome and sack it to stop the damage because it has trample. But that's alright. That's okay, because again, we have the Petrify. We had a Compass Gnome here. Will they search for a land? They did. A little scary for sure. Yep, we could trade, but I think I'm just gonna take damage because I'm putting them on having a braid to deal 3 damage to my Inquisitor. So in fact, I could just go straight back to my turn here and not sack the gnome yet. Okay. I'm gonna sack the gnome this way now and get an extra counter on our creatures. And if they have the abrade, we can sack again to save our Inquisitor. But it looks like they don't have the abrade. So let's pacify the volcano. I think I like dead waiting. So maybe they just have a like +3/+3 or something. Oh, I thought this was a green. I thought he was. Ah, I don't know why I thought this was a forest. Yeah, oops. I think I played that a little poorly. I thought about the spring trap right away too after I attacked. Ooh, Angel. Okay, that's insane. Well, we probably weren't beating that card anyways, so removal right off the top. 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think we sack our cave in hopes for removal. Or we could flip the bricks. But they'd get a 4/4 flyer. And even if we flip the bricks, we're not going to beat the 4/4 flyer. So yeah, let's hope we hit a removal spell here. That's incredibly awkward. Do we want to get in for 4 damage? Or probably not. I mean, our only chance here is if they decide not to pump their angel. But obviously that's pretty unlikely here. I think we will trade because we're going to be taking way too much damage. Okay, they did have a combat trick like I thought as well. So I guess they just had them. They had both. Oh, but they didn't. They didn't activate the angel. Hold on, we have a chance here. Wait. Okay. Hold on, guys. Oh, he didn't have triple white. Okay, wait. We do have a chance here still. Damn it. But yeah, next turn we get to flip our bricks. So yeah, I think I'd take another 3 damage. Surprisingly in the game. Wow. I thought when did they get this treasure? Have they always had this treasure? Got it off the 8. Yeah, they couldn't have activated it. Maybe they should have waited though. Yeah, I think opponent definitely should have waited and not attacked with the flyer, because they knew I had this spring trap in my hand. Sell the gnome. Alright, can the bricks save us once again? Let's find out. Look at all these gnomes. Do get a 5/5. So I probably do have to trade my Blood Rage for that. Wow, this Elfman's really Atali's Favors seems pretty good as well. So we're hoping for like our own pup. You know what? I could just eat, trade, take 5 damage. She seems okay to me. It's a really good draw. Decline. This is 4 mana, so I can't use the Saw Blades plus join the dead. I guess I just pass here. So is there any way I can eat the pirate and trade for another creature? It doesn't seem like it, so it looks like I'm going to have to trade the Blood Rage here. Unless I want to chump. I could eat the pirate chump and then join the dead the 4/4. Do I have any artifacts in the yard? I will, so then I can actually... Okay. So I think I will do that. I'm gonna chump here. I'm gonna eat the pirate. And then I'm gonna kill Volcano. So now I can flip my Saw Blades, and that way I'm guaranteed a blocker. Actually, that's a really good draw as well. Okay, hold. Can actually attack now if we want. I can sacrifice this. Yeah, I can sacrifice this for 3 life. Plus it's gonna trigger the Descendant. I get a 1/1. And then I can exile the Toad from the yard or the Gnome like we originally intended. And flip this into the vehicle. And I think we start attacking. Now we're at 6 HP, so we are out of range from 1 hit of the Chariot. Plus we got a ton of blockers. Wow. Okay, sweet guys. My first 7-win of the format. Second draft of the format, so that feels really good. First 7-win of the channel as well. Hope you guys enjoyed it. There's gonna probably be something here to hit subscribe and watch my previous video. So I'd love it if you guys did that. But thanks for watching. See you guys soon.